What is up, everyone? JD here. Hope you're all doing well today. Today, I'm going to be giving you my full overview of the Hoback Kwaiback. Let's get into it. Shout out and thanks to Lefty for including me in the pass around of this particular one. I'm very excited to take a look at it. And I do have it in the box just to bring it out here because I did want to talk about that as part of the review. I'm going to go ahead and move the stickers to the side to give me all the space that I need. But I really think that it's cool that it came in a coffin. Like, I don't know that he was intending it to be a coffin, but it came in a coffin. Like, that to me is crazy and very different and definitely stands out. You got the little slide out box. Think that's just so cool. Here's some information on the knife. Go ahead and feel free to pause that. We got 20 CV, 9 inches length, and 4.6 ounces is the claimed weight on the advertisement. And I just realized that I put the penis back in there upside down for this video. But I just wanted to show the packaging. It even includes the tool for your maintenance. I think that is super, super cool. But let me get this out of the way and let's go ahead and dive into the knife. What I'd like to do first is go ahead and bring out some comparison knives to give you an idea and reference of the size for the knife. Here we have the Elementum 2 button lock, and we have the Civivi Praxis for the larger reference. And as you can see, it's definitely just a longer knife. I would say probably about the same girth as what you're seeing on the Praxis and how it feels in the hand. Maybe a little bit more going on with the Kwaiback. I don't know why I keep saying Kwaiback. The Kwaiback. If I said Kwaiback earlier, I'm sorry. The Kwaiback. We'll go ahead and bring out the USA made Benchmade bug out for those that may have that in the pocket and are familiar with that. And we'll go ahead and bring out the Spyderco Shaman for size of reference. Getting a little close to the blade there. Let me scoot it up just a little bit. As you can see, it's just bigger overall, but again, I think the larger comparison with the Shaman showing you the girth that you have there. One more quick reference for those that might be a little bit more familiar with the AD 20.5 or the Protec Mordax. I just combined the name. How the hell did I do that? The Protec Mordax. Again, I think we've established pretty well now that this Kwaiback is a very large knife. Let's go ahead and jump into my thoughts and impressions. The fit and finish on here, I'm going to start with the fit and the finish, is really well done. Nice tight tolerances, beautiful finishing on the titanium, great black wash going on here. You also have a black washed blade that is really well finished. You have a nice factory edge. Nothing really on the blade at all that I have seen in the little bit of time that I've spent with it. Let me close it just to make sure I didn't miss anything anywhere on any type of tabs or anything like that. No, I don't think so. So unmarked 20 CV. You have the Mars Valley Fat Carbon. I love this finish. I think it just really pops. The orange and the red on the black looks really good. And you even have some dark patches of black in here on top of the gray carbon fiber, and it looks really good. You got some jimping here. You got your holes for your reversible pocket clip, and you have T8 hardware all throughout on this one. Nice titanium backspacer. Has an integrated spot for the lanyard, but I'm going to be honest with you out there, not even being a lanyard person, I think you're going to have to disassemble this to get your lanyard in there. That is a really tight fit. But I like the jimping back here. If you have larger hands, it's going to be nice for you because when you go to actuate, you have somewhere to grip on it. I kind of land right above it, so I'm really relying on the pocket clip for the close, and I don't know why I'm shaking the wrist because this thing has drop shut action, really smooth. Now, this has been passed around, but no up and down and no side to side play. It is solid. I don't know if it's been disassembled or not before I've handled it, but it seems like it has good action with no play whatsoever. I love this very minimal flipper tab. That is really well done. Has no jimping, just one jimp on the end, and it still works really well. I think because on that jimp, it looks like it's kind of pushed forward. So when you actually land on it, it kind of catches the very tip of your finger and it opens really well. You have minimal flipping, minimal space on the front flipper, but you got good jimping, and it's actually positioned nicely to where you can use that fairly easily. Again, relying on the pocket clip with my ring finger to kind of hold it in place. And because that minimal flipper tab doesn't really stick out, I am finding that it doesn't really hit me. It comes close because every once in a while I can feel just a little bit of contact, but for the most part, I'm gonna try to demonstrate slowly. Most part, it's kind of going in on that knuckle without making contact. Really hard to do that slow motion, but it works well. It works really well for the side flip, but I definitely cannot do the reach around without feeling like the knife is gonna go flying. So I'm not gonna do that because it is not my knife. You have, I would refer to this as a American Tonto trailing point, because when you look at the knife flows up, and I apologize if there's another term for this, leave that down in the comment below. I'm always happy to learn. And I think it's kind of odd that it has a compound grind. It's not really a compound grind though, because it's completely flat. What happens here is it actually thins out on the point. So what you're seeing is where the grind stops, you have another grind going on where it just gets thin. I think personally I would have liked to see it just go smooth, because you don't have any matching lines on the handle. In my opinion, I feel like it would have just been better to have it look smooth going throughout the knife and just have it swoop up. Or even if you wanted to make it a Tonto and maybe having a more aggressive edge, I think, I can't say it doesn't match the back side of the knife, you know, because they're kind of the same when you put them like this, but I think this is a sharper line. So to me, I think it would have just been a little bit cleaner to have it that way, but it's not bad. It's not like I'm going to be turned off to the knife because of that, but it's still really good. Now, it is really comfortable in hand, especially for someone with large hands like me. I actually have a little bit of space left over for like one more finger back there, which I really appreciate. My hands are relaxed when I'm grabbing onto it. You can see some space between the knuckles. It's not like I'm squeezing up trying to fit onto the knife. Relaxed grip is really good on here. And I know that it's 4.6 ounces, but it really doesn't feel like an almost 5-ounce knife. And I think that's because it's really, really well balanced as I try not to drop it. The balance is right there where the finger goes into the finger groove, and a little bit of contouring that's on here really, really helps with the ergos. I just think this is super comfortable, and it's a knife. When I looked at it, I thought, hey, that's a cool looking knife, but is it really my style? No. But now that I have it in hand, I kind of have to admit it's pretty cool. I actually think I would happily add this to the collection. There's the point of the price, and the price on this one is over $400. With it being rumored that we is the manufacturer of this knife, it is a larger premium button lock, and there's a lot of steel, titanium, and fat carbon here, but that's a lot of money for a knife that's made from we, when you have alternatives out there where you can get like a Bestech manufactured Synapse XL, which is going to be roughly about the same size. And if you don't like such a big knife, and I know these are not button locks, I'm just making a point, under $400, right? And for under $400, you have a Relative, which is a little bit smaller, but still has a cool factor in my opinion. But that is under $400. That is some serious competition to take into consideration when you think about your price point on this knife. Now, it is a USA company. He does have employees, but here's my thing. If the USA part of the company is making USA made knives that they are selling, these are not being made by those same employees. This is being made by a manufacturer in China, shipped over to the retailers and sold. So your employees aren't really that involved with that part of the process. Now, as far as your design team and the team that you might need to have on staff to put the knife together, as far as the specs, dimensions, size, those types of things, yes. But I'm thinking If we was selling this knife, this would be about a $280 knife. So a $200 difference in margin there is a big difference. I just wonder, could this be sold for $375, $380? Get it under that $400 price point? I think that would really make this a home run. I think people would actually probably snap this up, especially depending on all the variants and colorways, which I'll have thrown on the screen for you because I don't remember them off the top of my head. But in the end, it is really well built. It is really cool and different. It is very functional. I mean, it is really a good knife that you can use. You have a nice acute tip here. You could use that for your utility cuts. Very nice broad blade here for your draw cuts and push cuts. Not draw cuts, your push cuts. Where in the world am I talking about draw cuts? We just did that. You have your push cuts here, and you have a nice tip out on the end, a little far away, but to get into your packages, it wouldn't be that bad, honestly, when you use it in the pinch grip. Overall, just a cool knife. I'm really glad that I got to check this one out. I think at a better price point, I might even consider having something like this in the collection because I don't have anything like this. It is very fidgety too. I love the fact that they went with such minimal deployment means with that front flipper tab and the flipper tab on here. And then of course you got the button that you can deploy it with too, but it is really smooth and put together well. This is up to you. I'd like to hear what you think. Would you pick this up let me know in the comments. If this was $380, would you pick this up? Let me know down below what you think. Is this cool enough to add to your collection? Thanks again, Lefty, Kevin, for passing this around or letting us in the pass around take a look at this. Really fun to check this one out. I'm going to be passing it on to the next person. Shout out to everyone out there for leaving the comments, likes, and subscribing. I appreciate all the love and support. I hope you have a fantastic week. And until next time, peace.